Stephen A., this Cavs team has depth, but how much did they improve?
Well, I think they improved tremendously. Let me say this. Dwayne Wade supposedly is on the downside of his career. Still averaged 18 points per game last year. This brother can play. He's a three-time champion, former league finals, NBA finals MVP. From my personal perspective, he's truly one of the best individuals that I've ever met in all of my years of covering professional sports. His core decency as a human being, his kindness, his decency, he's just a good man. It's just that simple. The reason why I bring that last point up, Max, is because Rich Paul, Randy Mims, Maverick Carter, they are who they are. But in terms of guys in a basketball uniform, as tight as CP3 is with LeBron James, I mean, he's the godfather of his children, for crying out loud. As tight as LeBron is with Melo, he loves himself some D-Wade, and D-Wade loves him back. And the reason why that's so profound and so important with this analogy that I'm bringing up is because when LeBron James first left Cleveland, people keep focusing on he took his talents to South Beach. They don't really focus in on why he left Cleveland. He was betrayed. There were people who were his teammates who smiled in his face.
We all know what you're talking about.
Who talked behind his back.
Do a little Google search for anyone who doesn't know.
Who talked behind his back, who just flat out betrayed him.
In the worst possible way.
But in a multitude of ways. And so he goes to Miami, and it's not just about Pat Riley, the winner within, and having an organizational structure, which was very important. It was a guy in Dwayne Wade who is older and who's like a big brother to him. Not just talking to him about and accepting, getting him to embrace and accept the leadership role, but also letting him know, you got a brother in me who will never betray you. And he never will, has and never will, because that's not who D-Wade is. And as a result, when you're LeBron James, just imagine being the greatest player in the world, on the court, every day, traveling on the road with a guy that's your man. That is what is profound about this, and that is what's going to make Cleveland even more formidable, because they already got the roster. But now D-Wade adds it, and JR, I love him dearly. He can ball. He's a streaky shooter. He ain't no D-Wade.
Look, and they have good chemistry.
He ain't no D-Wade.
Of course, and I'll let you talk about that,
sure.
and that you covered that personal relationship very well, I thought. Let me just talk about the basketball of it for a second.
Sure.
Is there a better two-guard when he's healthy than D-Wade in the league right now? Like, this is an enormous story on most days, except that as I said, our politics are roiling.
I would kind of say
NFL
James
and everything.
Harden, but go ahead.
James Harden's really a point guard.
He's not really, not to me.
Right, he's a combo guard, and with Chris Paul there, and so is Dwayne Wade a combo guard, you're right.
Is just elevated.
James Harden's offense is clearly better than Dwayne Wade's at this point. Dwayne Wade's defense, it's not even close between Dwayne Wade and James Harden defensively.
That's true.
And in high leverage moments, so those moments where, okay, now let's see the best of what you got. I'll take D-Wade over James Harden. High leverage moment in the playoffs. It's not just about being clutch. It's about now you're not an older guy who has to preserve himself. And remember, he's playing two ways, Dwayne Wade, not just saving himself for offense. At these high leverage moments, what can you do? I'm taking Dwayne Wade over James Harden. Still, I think I'm taking him over Jimmy Butler. They just played on the same team. I think I'm taking him over Klay Thompson. Still, at those critical moments, I love Dwayne Wade. This is an enormous signing. Stephen A., the biggest transaction of the offseason, except for Paul George, was this. Dwayne Wade's a better player than Carmelo Anthony. If they could redo that draft, Dwayne Wade would go before Carmelo. His whole career, he's been better than Carmelo. Carmelo's a great player. Dwayne Wade remains a better player than Carmelo Anthony because of what he can do on both sides of the floor. And I know the defense has also slipped as he's gotten older. But think about the Cavs' offense, the team right now. If Isaiah Thomas comes back as most of what he was with the hip in the second half of the season and has his basketball legs under him for the playoffs, you have Dwayne Wade and Isaiah Thomas in your backcourt with LeBron James and Kevin Love in your front court, and then Tristan Thompson at the 5, and you got Derrick Rose coming off your bench, heating it up like
Green.
Or how about Richard Jefferson, who still somehow is good?
Richard Jefferson,
so much depth.
Listen, that's why Cleveland has no excuse. They got two-star lineup.
I'm just saying, everyone, you're talking about the Thunder and everything else. The biggest threat to the Warriors remains, and they've just closed the gap again. And Jay Crowder. This is a stacked team.
I got you. But as great as D. Wade can still be, he is not a bigger signing than Carmelo Anthony in Oklahoma City. And here's why. Because D. Wade, as great as he can be, is not nearly as needed in Cleveland as Melo was needed in OKC.
And we'll get into that later.
Hold on, wait a minute. I'm just telling you. I heard you speak. I heard your point. Let me get to it.
Him a little
Let me
bit,
get it. This
little bit.
basketball. Fall back. Here's the deal. You're Oklahoma City. You have no bench, really. Raymond Felton, Patrick Patterson, you have no bench. And two guys, primarily guys that are in your backcourt that are going to be called upon not to just offend with their offense, but defend with their defense, needs additional help. And you need it from the small forward spot. Roberson and Steven Adams ain't going to give it to you. And that's what I'm saying. It's not that Dwayne Wade isn't everything that you said. It's that Cleveland doesn't need him nearly as much as Oklahoma City needed Melo.
Wait,
and that's all I'm saying.
In a vacuum, you're right.